Folks, welcome to the 2024-2025 Evansville Wrestling Season Preview. My name is Mason Braunschweig. I am super stoked to be here at the Night Owl Sports Pub and Eatery. We all know this place. We all love this place. Give it up for the Night Owl. Let's go. I'm going to tell you, we got a great preview show planned for you. We're going to be talking to coaches. We're going to be talking to an official. We're going to be talking to our youth club folks. A lot of information, but we're going to keep it fun. We're going to keep it light. But before we do anything, I want to bring up Greg and Travis Artisan, the Night Owl folks, the Night Owl guys. Here they are. Give it up for these guys. Thanks for hosting. Let me get you a couple mics, turn it on. Well, guys, thanks for hosting. It's a wonderful, wonderful environment for our wrestling preview show. You've been a sponsor of wrestling for years. You do everything for wrestling. You got the Hall of Fame plaques behind you. You do a lot of sponsoring with that. Tell us a little bit about the Hall of Fame plaques.
Well, there was a lot of talk about having a Hall of Fame somewhere in town, and they were going to use all the plaques up to school. And I thought that it would be an opportunity to get a wider audience because we see a lot of people in and out of Evansville, Night Owl here, and from town and not from town. And we just thought, you know, what a great idea. We are the quasi sports pub and eatery here in town. So I mean,
it was sports pub and eatery here in town.
It was a perfect fit for us. So.
Absolutely, we love it. We got a couple. We got some wrestling folks on the wall here, I think, don't we, John? Do we got some wrestling folks? Or are you doing something else?
We got it. Oh.
Anyway, he had a graphic for
Oh,
it.
does he?
Yep, he'll get
Oh,
that.
there it is.
Don't watch that.
Don't watch that.
Anyway.
Well, one of the most notable ones of all times is
Well,
Mitch Hall
right behind
back
you
in the
there.
dining room wrestling the Iranian in the 1982 World Games. It's a pretty amazing
National
photo.
team wrestler.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Kind of helped start the foundation of wrestling here in Evansville, but you had a big part of that as well, didn't you?
Yes and no. I mean, there was a wrestling club long before I got here. It kind of dissolved, and back, I want to say about 2003, 2004, somewhere in there. I'm a restaurateur, so I'm not really good at math. He was in the 5th grade, and his younger brother, Trevor, was in the 3rd grade. And with John Bremer and Ed Larson, Greg Potter, and myself, resurrected the youth club. And at that point in time, it was really only 4th grade through 6th grade. And it just kind of ruled from there on.
And that really is the template of what we have now as the Evansville Wrestling Club. That's the very beginning, the foundation. You were part of the individuals that helped pour that foundation.
I was a small part of it.
All right. Well, Travis, you're part of the club again, aren't you?
Yeah. We actually, I'm blessed enough to be able to help coach the youth club now. My son's in 1st grade. We're keeping it going. I like to be able to. We're in a spot that not everybody is in, and I get to be able to coach my son and a bunch of other kids that are hopefully going to get out here and dominate just like everybody else is. You know.
Well, go ahead and give a shout out to him because he's dying for that right now.
Oh, little Noah Artisan. He's going to hopefully be watching this back at home if he's done with youth practice.
That's right.
Hopefully he's sweating it out.
That's right. We took you away from youth practice to be here tonight.
Just one night. That's fine.
And we appreciate it. So I got to ask before I let you guys go, there's a lot of stuff going on with the Night Owl Sports Pub and Eatery. Why don't you tell us about some of that stuff?
Well, we've had an opportunity to broaden our menu a little bit and work on a couple sister restaurants. Not indoor seating, but we're going to open Mama Rita's Pizzeria back up.
Oh, yes. Everyone loves hearing that here. Love it.
A lot of that pizza went to some youth tournaments up at that high school.
Yes, it did.
That and we invested in a rather large commercial smoker. So Trevor and Travis are going to be spearheading the new part of the business, which is Artie Brothers Barbecue. And we plan on bringing some really good things aboard.
You had me at barbecue. I'll be here. Who's looking forward to some barbecue out there, huh? All right. All right. So we want to thank you. Obviously, everyone knows the Night Owl Sports Pub and Eatery has been a broadcast partner with us for the last 2 seasons. We're looking forward to doing that again with you this year. In fact, we'll be broadcasting 8 times this season. We've got a number of home events. We'll be on the road to freedom. Of course, we'll have regionals and sectionals again, which is huge. No one else is doing that in the state. We're very excited about it. We've had some pretty good feedback the last couple of years on those broadcasts, but you're an integral part of that as our broadcast partner, and we very much appreciate that.
Well, that's the best sponsorship money I spend all year. So
You heard it here. That's
guys-
on YouTube forever.
you guys
right there.
do great. You guys do a great work. The banter back and forth between the announcers is entertaining, and it's insightful, and it's also spot on 99.9% of the time. So
Well,
it's
yeah,
really great.
I'm the 0.1%. I know that. All those other guys are great.
You had the humor.
Oh, there you go. All right. Well, anyway, hey, everybody, let's give a hand up for Greg and Travis, the Night Owl Sports Pub and Eatery, for hosting this. We're very excited. We got more information coming. Let's go. Let's bring them in.
Thanks for everything you do.
Thank you. All right, so I'll take that. And we have an official coming up next who's going to explain some of the rule changes that are coming. Here he is. He's Neil Stake. You've seen him at a number of duels and tournaments. Let's give it up for Neil. All right, hold on. I got to see. Do I see some loud? There's some loud applause back there. We're throwing out koozies for the loudest people here. Get one out there. There you go. Get them up. All right. So, Neil, you've been an official now with the WIAA in wrestling for how long?
This will be my 24th season as a WIAA official. So,
Wow.
Getting close to the quarter century.
Seen a lot of changes.
A lot of changes, but this year I think is the most significant rule changes maybe in the history of the sport of wrestling. And certainly as long as I've been a part of it, which if you add the wrestling career from when I was little, we're talking 40-some years, I haven't seen any type of rule changes like we're having this year.
So I'm going to take a wild stab and guess that most of the parents here, and we got a lot of the Evansville wrestling parents here and family and wrestlers themselves, I don't think all of them know about those changes. Can you give us a breakdown of those, please?
Yeah, for sure. I think the biggest change is in scoring. There's a lot of different changes in the scoring. The first one that is probably most significant is a takedown is no longer worth 2 points. It's worth 3 points.
Hold on. How many yell? Two. Isn't that what we yell?
Yeah, not
now we
anymore.
got to do 3?
Yep.
All right.
You got to change it. You got to get used to it. So that's a big change. I think it's going to open up the sport of wrestling. Anyone that's followed college wrestling last year, they made these rule changes, and I think it really improved the sport. The other significant scoring change is how near fall is calculated. In the past, to get 2-point near fall, it was a 2 count. Anything from a 2 count to a 4 count would be 2-point near fall, right? You had to have a 5 counts consecutively in order to get to a 3-point near fall. How they've changed that this year is a 2 count is 2 points, but a 3 count is 3 points, and a 4 count is 4 points. So we actually have a 4-point near fall now. So I think it's really going to increase scoring, make it, in my opinion, I think it makes the sport even more fan-friendly, especially for the average fan. But you're going to be seeing a lot of points going up on the scoreboard.
All right. Well, so when I think about that initially, my thought is, wow, there could be a lot more tech falls. Mm-hmm. Is that the case?
I think so. I mean, I think it's going to change a lot of strategies in dual meets with major decisions. I mean, you could be in a tie match and get on top in 2 turns. You can be in a major. It could become a major, right? So
right.
Usually a tie match, you're not thinking bonus points, but you can. I mean, bonus points are there at all times now. I think with the new scoring system, the tech fall. I think there's another. Pretty significant rule change as well that will increase tech falls over pins. And in the past, if you got a wrestler on their back and the near fall that you've earned is going to get you to a 15-point decision, you still had the opportunity to pin as long as you kind of kept the hold. Now you only have the opportunity to pin as long as they're in near fall criteria, which means 45 degrees from the mat. So once they come out of 45, so 46 degrees, we blow the whistle, stop the match, and the tech falls awarded
Right.
versus being able to cinch it back up. I think you'll see that a lot in the cradle position where guys can kick out of criteria pretty easily, but still be tight. We have to stop the match if we've already earned the technical fall at that point.
That is a significant change. Obviously, you're probably going to hear from
Yep.
parents that don't know these changes in the first few tournaments and duels and all that stuff.
Yep.
We ask, of course, here at Evansville Wrestling YouTube page that you be kind to all of your officials. They're doing an incredible job in a sport that they love. And we don't have a lot of officials, do we?
No, I think that's one of the biggest things that we need in our sport is more officials at all levels, from the middle school level all the way up. So, for anyone that is looking to join, get to the WIAA website and sign up. If you're finishing up your high school career, I highly recommend officiating. It's been a great way for me to stay involved in the sport for the last 24 years. And so we definitely need more officials with girls wrestling also becoming more popular. It's the fastest growing sport in the country. It creates more events, which creates an even bigger shortage, right? So we need officials everywhere.
So anyone here or recent alums or any guys that maybe just want to go hang out in the gym a little more on the weekends, if they were interested in that, they'd come talk to you about how to go through that process.
Yeah, they could talk to me. They can go to the WIAA website, go to the officials page, and sign up. There's associations. I'm the president of the Southern Wisconsin Wrestling Officials Association, so we have an association in the area. You can sign up that way and get your start, and we'll help mentor you and get you into events.
That's awesome. Everyone give it up for Neil Stake. How about this guy? Huh? We know he's got to leave. He's got a thing to do. Would have kept him here for an hour if we could. We could have beat the Wisconsin Wrestler podcast on your time out here. They had him on for a while. But anyway, let's bring up the coaches now. I think we got Kent. I think I saw Jared, Austin, Brett. Get them all up here. Kent, Jared, boom, down the line. Here's one mic. And then turn that one on, please. There we go. All right, folks. And first of all, on the dais here, we've got varsity coach Kent Weiler. We've got assistant varsity coach Jared Meyer, middle school coach Brett Tornell, and middle school coach Austin Anderson. Let's give it up, folks. Look at these guys. They're all right. They're all right. I'll start with you, Kent. You're in the hot seat right now. I think I asked you this question the last 4 years, 2 years on a preview show. I'm going to go right back at it. Are we rebuilding or are we reloading?
Yeah, I'm going to answer this one the way I would every time. It's a little bit of both. Obviously, when we graduate some tough seniors, we got to backfill them with some freshmen coming in. And then we're also pulling in some other athletes that may not have had a whole much time on the mat, and we're going to try to develop them at the same time. But we're got a good group of reloading.
Yeah, love it. Love it, love it, love it. So we'll talk about this. Everyone knows we've got Danny Heiser, returning senior, 3-time state champion. He's going for his 4th. There's only 2 high schools right now this year in the state of Wisconsin where they have kids in that situation. We know about Danny. We know what he does in the offseason. We know the work he puts in. We know he's committed to Missouri, a major program. What I want to hear from you is let's talk about the other kids that have put in that level of work this past offseason and what you want to see from them.
Yeah, there's been a large group of kids, not only incoming kids, but kids that were returning that have spent a lot of time in the off season developing and getting better and training to a high level, and you can see their jump. Even if we've just only been in practice now for 6 days, but I can see their jump where they came from the end of last season, and that's they can get a whole full season or more of time in the off season. There's a group of individuals that have highly dedicated themselves to perfecting this craft and to getting in there at kind of helping to continue the culture of Evansville wrestling and make sure that we're wrestling to a high level when it comes to the end of the season.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, when we talk about the season, I know you don't always like sharing this, but I'm going to try to pull it out of you. What are some of the team goals you had this year?
Well, I think some of the, it's pretty typical. We want to get better every day. Try to get better. We want to have fun. We want to score points. Obviously, we're defending some stuff that we've been doing culturally for a long time in the conference tournament, but it's just not that. It's competing at a high level in the regional, sectional, and the state tournament.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's it, right? And we've been doing that year in, year out for a number of years. Why don't you hand that over to Jared there, and let's hear from him. First of all, Jared, how you doing this evening?
I'm good. How are you?
I heard you have a trip planned. Is that correct?
I do have a trip coming up. Yep.
Oh, well,
Yep.
congratulations
Thank
on
you.
that. Enjoy
Thank
that.
you. Yep.
Now, I want to ask you, first and foremost, in the first week and a day or whatever of practice, what have you seen that's really opened up your eyes to this particular set of wrestlers?
I would say it's funny because I guess we were actually talking about this last week. Thus far in the season, I've been really, really impressed with the positive attitude that exists in our wrestling room and the level of effort and work ethic that I've seen as well. Kids are really buying into kind of what's going on here in our room in these first couple weeks. And that started before the season too, with early morning preseason lifting routine that we had numerous kids showing up for, and I think that has helped kind of set the stage and carry over. And so I think those things are major positives that we've seen thus far. And then I would also say right now we're seeing really good camaraderie among the entire group as well.
Wow, and that's important. I mean, that
yeah.
can make or break a season despite what talent you have.
Right. It goes back to culture, like Coach Kent was saying earlier, and I think right now we're seeing a really positive foundation of culture within our wrestling room.
Now, we've talked a little bit about the wrestlers. Let's talk about that other group of students that we have helping out the managers and what they do, what they bring to the table, and how this program, I mean, can it exist without them?
That's a great question, and I'm glad you brought them up to highlight them as well. Like, managers are imperative. They are instrumental in our team's success, both in terms of keeping track or helping coaches keep track of statistics and variety of other forms and paperwork that we need to do. Our managers on a daily basis are cleaning our mats and helping to obviously keep, the occasional skin conditions that we know exist with wrestling out of our room.
We're not talking
so that's
about
a
negative
positive.
things tonight.
Well,
Keep
okay.
it positive.
No, this is a positive. It is a positive. I'm explaining the positive in terms of that role, and then I think too, these are young ladies who really enjoy the sport as well and have strong connections to the sport. Oftentimes, they are siblings, either older or younger, of other wrestlers on our team or in our youth program or our middle school program. And so wrestling is a family sport. Often wrestling runs through families, and our managers are examples of that, just like our wrestlers are.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love all of that. Now I'm going to ask you about this. It seems to me like there's more JV opportunities this year. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I think that's been a prerogative for the last couple years in terms of us as a coaching staff really kind of trying to make an effort of getting more opportunities on our schedule for our JV wrestlers, and also elevating their opportunities for competition as well.
Right.
Coach Kent likes to say, and it's a popular phrase within wrestling, iron sharpens iron. And so if we want our JV program to continue to improve, and not only improve for the sake of a JV program, but to help those kids grow and develop and get them ready for when their number is called at the varsity level. We need to expand their opportunities. We need to grow and expand the competition that they see. And I think this year you see that with the schedule that we have in place.
And I don't think
they're
people understand how difficult that is for you, because we have so many teams out there in Wisconsin that have, 10 or less kids on them.
Yep. Well, and I think that's like when you're a program that's blessed with numbers and we have good numbers, we have to do what we can to reward those kids who are putting in the effort and taking the time and showing the dedication to show up each and every day in our practice room. And the way you do that is by getting them opportunities to compete.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for all that. I guess if you could, Brett, you got a mic already? There's Brett Torno. This is our newest addition to at least the middle school and high school coaches. Brett, why don't you just introduce yourself to the folks real quick a little bit?
Yeah, so my name is Brett Torno. As Mason said, I am the new addition to the coaching staff, originally from Clinton, Iowa. Graduated from University of Wisconsin Oshkosh, was a student athlete, played football there for 5 years, and grew up in baseball my whole life. Had an opportunity to kind of work out with a couple major league teams, so kind of worked out with some high-level athletes from that perspective. Right now I currently coach at Askren Wrestling Academy, so again, really working with some very high-end, very elite athletes like Aiden Sinclair, who's now at Missouri, Tyson Peach, who is now at South Dakota State, Zane Licht, who's now at Wartburg. So, some really good athletes who have come through AWA, and, I have an opportunity to kind of coach with them and take kind of what I've learned from that and, from Pat Spray and bring that to Evansville.
Yeah, and you've seen a couple of the Evansville kids out there, too.
Yep, I've been in the corner a few times.
Yeah, there you go. Now, I think it was Coach Meyer or Coach Weiler, but one of them indicated that we have the kids in some workout programs and stuff. Tell us about that, because you're the guy doing that for us.
Yeah, I'm running the strength conditioning program, the new strength conditioning program for Evansville Wrestling, and our attendance has been awesome. For something that's brand new, our high school, when we started it back in, I want to say it was like September or October, we came out with about 10 kids, and when that concluded, right before their season started in first week in November, their testing numbers were pretty good, especially for a baseline. And now we're running a middle school program, getting the middle schoolers in the weight room. And right now we're sitting at about a dozen kids right there and challenging them to bring a teammate, bring some more friends.
For any of those middle school kids out there watching now, and you want to get involved in a strength training program, talk to the wrestling coaches at school, get into wrestling. I'll tell you what, why don't you hand that over to Austin. Austin, I'm going to ask you the big question. Okay, I'm a middle school kid.
Yes, sir.
Who has vision problems and can't hear. No, I'm just old. Anyway, pitch middle school wrestling to me. Make me come out.
So first off, the middle school has been blessed with the opportunity for us to do both basketball and wrestling. Before winter break, boys are able to do basketball, and then after winter break, they're more than welcome to go out for wrestling and just give it a go. So right now, the middle school, you're learning, you're growing, and both in the classroom and in sports. So just give both of them a try. And if you end up loving wrestling, that's the end goal here. So that's pretty much what I pitched to the kids.
I'll ask you, both you and Brett both played college football, correct?
Yes, sir.
So any of those football players out there, do you think wrestling helped you at all for college football?
Guaranteed, yeah.
Yeah.
With work ethic, with toughness, with all of it, yeah. Guaranteed.
Let's get those football players out, right?
For sure. Definitely.
All right. You guys are absolutely doing great. Love it. We appreciate everything that you do for our kids and for our community. Everybody give it up for these coaches, huh? Let's get loud for these guys. Yeah. Hey, who's being real loud? Go ahead, coaches. Throw a few out there. We got movement. They're all moving around. All right. Thanks for coming. We'll bring you back out in a little bit. All right. Thank you. And now, thanks, Austin. And now, if I can get up, John Bollig and Tristan Ertl. Can I get you guys up here? It's crowded, folks. We're navigating. And there they are. And we'll introduce these two guys. If you don't know, John Bollig is currently the president of the Evansville Wrestling Club. And we have Tristan Ertl, our main head coach for the Evansville Wrestling Club. Thanks for joining us, guys. How we doing?
Oh, real good.
Fantastic.
Outstanding. First question right off the bat. How many kids you got?
Oh, almost 70.
Almost 70.
Yep, 70.
How do you fit 70 kids in one room?
We actually split practices this year. So we're going 6:40 or 6 to 6:45 with the young kids, and then the older kids we're going 6:45 to 8.
Wow. So talk to me about the opportunities that not only the families but the kids get while they're part of the Evansville Wrestling Club.
That's Hallmark. Really, that's Hallmark. Really, we kind of go for the family aspect first and foremost. The hard work, the good sportsmanship. We kind of take the lead from Kent and the high school staff right down to the middle school staff, and then we kind of try to instill that in the little kids, and then just run it up through the ranks.
All right. Now, we see a lot of fundraisers. We see a sportsman raffle. I think there was a golf outing. Talk to me about the fundraisers and what those mean to the club and how they benefit the kids.
Okay. Well, Phil Hoops, he takes the lead. He's our fundraiser director. The last 3 years, I believe, he's been in that position, done a fantastic job. A lot of the stuff that we're able to do with the club starts from what he's been able to do. The gun raffle or the sportsman's raffle that goes off in April. We're selling tickets now. The kids are out there. They got 10 tickets each.
Wait a minute, where are we drawing those tickets at?
Right here at the Night Owl.
Right here, Night Owl Sports Pub and Eatery. We'll see you all there in April.
But yeah, that's kind of where it starts. He also got the gun raffle together, or the golf outing together, and all that is going back to the kids.
Well, John, why don't you tell us a little bit of what's gone back so far?
Well, we've been able to purchase some really nice items. We have a brand new mat that I was actually informed that showed up today.
Wow.
So we're pretty excited to unveil that. We have custom headgear that we were able to purchase for the middle school team and the high school team. That's supposed to be here the middle of next week. And then there's just kind of a lot of little items that maybe I can't mention or think of at the time, but just that we try to help offset costs and just make it a great experience overall.
Again, we're in Evansville. Everyone who is here in the Evansville School District understands how cash-strapped the school district is. We've done referenda and all that kind of stuff. But even stuff as simple as mat tape is really expensive.
Oh, absolutely. And now that my brain's working a little bit more here, getting rolling, we were able to black out the windows, or not black out the windows, but put some Evansville wrestling logos on the wrestling room windows. We bought new record boards to kind of showcase the history of this great team and what they've done and where it's continuing to grow.
And I assume the record boards have spots for our wrestlers now, our youth wrestlers and all that coming up, so they can see those spots and have something to shoot for.
Oh, absolutely. Yep, it's ready to double in size. So
let's go. That's what it's all about. Well, tell us, you've already started the season. Is it too late for kids to join?
No, we started back November, first week in November, but you can always come and join up and join the family that we've got going on and the stuff we're trying to do now.
And we also have Travis Hardison as one of the many coaches you have, and probably the ratio of coaches to wrestlers. Is there a club around here that has that?
Not that we know of. We're fortunate this year. We have 12 youth coaches. So as you said, the ratio is really awesome. Actually, the younger kids that are waiting to come into practice now at 6:45, they're also sticking around or coming in early to help out with the little kids too.
There you go. What do you guys want to add? Sell us the Evansville Wrestling Club. Oh, what else have you done for the community? How about that?
Well, we've been able to give back a little bit. You know, we ask a lot, and our kids work hard at fundraising and fill, like Tristan had mentioned. But we've adopted the highway out on 213. We were down at the 4th of July festival, giving back there. Really, just try to, give back as much as we can, and love doing it.
John Fry, do you have something that they may have helped you with?
Oh, geez, yeah.
Down the Jay's Nest.
Yeah, we try to get down to the Jay's Nest whenever there's a game
whenever
and
he's
help.
in a pinch.
So
We get you just call the wrestling club. They'll help you out.
That's
They're
right.
good folks. Well, we thank you for what you do, not only for the kids, but for the community. And everybody, just give these guys a round of applause for everything they do.
I just want to give a giant thanks to our board. We have, I believe we're up to 17 board members now, hard-working board members, and none of this could be possible without them. So I want to thank them.
Absolutely. To the Evansville Wrestling Club. There we go. John, you stick around right there. Thank you, Tristan. And Chad, John, you ready to come on camera for a minute? I just want to intro all these folks here. We got John Ballard, Chad Howlett. Here comes John Fry. He's the guy behind the scenes, the wizard, if you will. He's the one that puts it all together. This is a part of our broadcast team this year. Additionally, Mike Olson, who's at Deer Camp up north, which we'll allow it this time. But these are the guys, and I just want to give them an opportunity and ask them. Chad, John's already talked. What are you expecting this season from what we view up in the bird's nest, as it were?
Well, I think it's kind of already been alluded to that there's been a lot of kids that have put in a lot of hard work in the off season, and that's really a testament to, as a football coach, when we talk about trusting the process, right? And I mean, if you do the right things and you're putting yourself in challenging situations in the off season, I'm expecting good things and exciting wrestling this season.
Absolutely. And now, John Fry, I don't want to speak for you, but I will a little bit. I think what John Fry is looking for is people to interact on the YouTube comments. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
Yeah.
So, should I do my spiel?
Yeah, do it.
Like and subscribe to the channel. I'm a YouTuber, let's go. Get out your phones, Are you subscribed to the channel?
Right.
Like, comment, get the notifications, smash the bell, whatever the YouTubers say. I don't know. Something. So, chat along. I think Taylor Smith was chatting earlier. I didn't see too many chats here, but it's always fun to hear. We're talking with the Stavers here earlier. They said they have a relative in Montana, Wyoming. They have relatives in Wyoming watching the channel, and so it's always fun to hear who's watching, what aunts and uncles, what grandmas and grandpas are watching, and that's kind of why we do some of this here, to bring Evansville wrestling, and then certainly the conference and the regional and the sectional into your living room. And so that's always fun to hear who enjoys that.
And where are we going to be? We're going to be December 7th. We're going to be at Janesville Parker for the duels.
Correct.
Next weekend, we'll be in our gym for the Grapple at the Grove, the inaugural Grapple at the Grove. Looking forward to that. There's going to be some decent teams there, including Milton.
And then on Sunday, we need...
Yes, let's talk about that.
Yeah, we do have our youth tournament. If anybody is willing and able, please volunteer. We always need volunteers. But yeah, we're excited to do that and to come right after Grapple the Grove. It's going to be a wrestling weekend here, so super excited.
Big weekend we have set up. And we have a number of other ones, and John will throw that on a graphic when he gets an opportunity. He's got to do too much. But before we get too crazy, let's bring out those artisans again. What do we got here? Maybe I can get the coaches up here again. Come on up, guys. What do we have here? Oh my goodness. Do we got a fixed position there? Greg, what do we got here?
Well, you know, back in the day, us old guys remember John Madden having a special turkey for Thanksgiving, and they called it the Madden turkey. We're going to rename it. It's going to be the Weiler turkey. This is a tradition every year for this show about this time of year. We got 6 legs on this turkey, and I'm not going to tell you what I had to feed him to get all those legs.
Coaches, get up there and grab a leg.
Come on up, tear one off.
Bite.
Now listen.
Come on, let's get up here. Tristan,
pull
you're a coach.
this way.
Come on, get up here.
There's a. Hey,
Get up there and
pull
dig
straight
in,
up.
boys.
Yes, there
And
you
just
go.
remember,
Yeah, they're not on there naturally, so try not to eat them big.
as they
Those
dig,
big wooden things are not edible.
as they dig into those, as they dig into those legs, I just want to remind you all out there, no matter what you do, no matter where you are, be sure to keep your head up, off the mat, on and off the mat. There we go, folks. Have a great one.
Artie Brothers Barbecue smoked turkeys.
Thanks for coming out.